All right, let's move on then. And 8i Ventures, it's an early stage venture capital fund. They recently launched Origami, which is a seed funding program for the startup sector. Vikram, the founding partner, and now joins us on the show. Vikram, tell us a little bit more about the seed funding program and how you're looking at really working it.
Sure. It's actually not a new fund. This is an allocation from our existing $50 million fund, where we've allocated $10 million towards this pre-seed program named Origami. If this is successful, we will double it to 20 million. The idea is essentially to communicate to founders that this is the end, from our perspective, of the funding winter. We believe this is possibly the best time to be building a new venture today. Some of the best companies, or the most generational companies in history, have actually been created in the deepest of funding winters. If you go back and see when Uber was created, Airbnb, and so on, and even in India, many successful companies like Ola were created during times of funding scarcity. So if you look at the digital economy today, its depth and how it's expanding, and the opportunity set that is available, there is no better time to be a founder, we believe, and we would love to partner with ambitious founders solving pain points for India. And so that's what we want to announce. And we also understand that funding cycles have been taking very long. Sometimes we are hearing that it takes 4 to 6 months to close a round. And what we are promising here is a 4-week period to actually complete your funding round. So within a week, everybody gets a response with a yay or a nay, or a requirement for more information. In 2 weeks, we will issue a term sheet if we want to go ahead. And in 4 weeks, we can close a round. So, we've been doing this for a long time, from the very early stages. I've been investing personally in seed stage companies since 2007. So I've seeded more than 50 companies. And, this is right up our alley. And we are very excited to partner with the founders who are creating, the next digital pillars of the Indian economy.
So how much are you looking to invest in the startups, and will it largely be pre-seed to early revenue stage startup?
Yeah, pre-seed, very early revenue, early traction, early team. And generally, we expect to invest between $250,000 up to $2 million. It just depends on how advanced the company is, how much conviction we have. And the sector-wise, look, historically, we've been focused on fintech, consumer, and software. So obviously, that's an area of focus that will continue. But we believe at this point of time, the digital economy is becoming fairly deep. And we won't want to miss out, somebody building a very special company. It could be an agri-tech, it could be an ed tech, or wherever else. And so we will keep it a fairly open mandate from our perspective. So anybody building for India, specifically targeting Indian consumers, Indian small businesses, we think it's a great time for us to sort of partner with founders.
So what exactly is it that you're going to offer? Is it going to be financial backing? Is there going to be some strategic involvement as well?
Before I jump into that, our first fund, while it was relatively small, the companies we seeded and backed went on to raise $500 million, close to $500 million. So clearly, we're doing something right. When we have written the first check to these companies, very often they were unobvious, as winners at inception. They went on to execute and attract capital from some of the largest VCs in the country as well as globally. So we are obviously becoming a very strong signal of quality for later stage investors. When we are investing, we are ex-operators. My partner Vishy and I, we co-founded this firm in the belief that the time had come in venture capital where former founders and operators should be helping other founders who are new and sharing their domain knowledge and experience in terms of how to go from product to business. Remember, when somebody launches a new company, it's often around a problem statement, which is getting addressed with a product. Now, how do you turn that product into a successful business, scale it across millions of customers, and turn that into a real revenue-generating business, which can possibly become, an IPO-able company? And so everything from setting the early metrics, helping them build the team, getting them ready for the next round, focusing on the right gross margin products. So all of these things, we almost like sort of I would say the experienced co-founder that very often very early stage founders miss. That's the kind of value that we bring. But generally, we work closely with these companies probably for the first 6 months. After that, they're ready to take flight on their own, and most of them don't need our help. So that's where we tend to focus on. First 180 days, initial capital, make sure they're funded to the next round and have product market fit. That's broadly what we focus on.